Mama. The adventures of a mompreneur making money online in her PJs. This show is for moms and dads who want to create a successful online biz that will allow them to fire their boss and hire their kids. Ilan Bomani has had numerous successes in various online businesses where she's been a 6 to 7 figure earner. She has appeared in the Louise Hay movie, National Enquirer, Huffington Post, Essence, Jet, Black Enterprise Magazine, The Talk TV show, and even got a phone call from Oprah. And now, here's your host, Ilan Bomani.
Hey, welcome everybody back to the Pajama Mama TV show where we help typical average mom and dads fire their boss and hire their kids by basically sharing with them successful, already done for you, mom and dadpreneurs who are really making legitimate money online and are making a living doing it too. And so we're going to share with you today, Reed Florens, he's back. I mean, by popular demand. I can't tell you, we've gotten some great response during the last show we did with him. And we found out he's a jack of all trade and master of some. I mean, he really knows a lot about internet marketing. I mean, having done it, being a veteran, can you imagine being a veteran at 30 years of age? 17-year veteran in internet marketing. And he hit upon a subject that I am very passionate about, and that is solo ads. And the reason why I'm passionate about solo ads is because, well, back in the day, maybe about 4 years ago, Reed doesn't probably know this, but I spent literally $1,000 on solo ads and got zilch back in return. Matter of fact, they just literally took my money and they ran with it. Now, I don't want you to experience that. I think the best mistakes to learn are other people's mistakes because they save you time, money, energy, and stress. Boy, was I stressed out seeing my money floating in the air and getting nothing back from it. So that's the beautiful thing about this show is that we really do share with you scam-free, legitimate information and also people who are experts in this arena. And Reed is one of them. He has a directory, a solo ad directory. I think it's soloaddirectory.com. Is that correct, Reed? And he's been doing it for quite some time, but you're probably saying, what the heck is a solo ad? Well, the beautiful thing about solo ads, it's one of the best and quickest ways to build your email list. We already told you about money's in the list. But we're going to focus on solo ads because they kind of have a negative connotation attached to them, Reed. I'm sure I'm not the only one that claims that they're scams. They don't work. You can't make any money doing solo ads. Well, I'm going to let Reed uncover the veil as far as this mystery is concerned in regards to solo ads and share more information about it. So Reed, thank you so much for coming on the board and saving us from ourselves when it comes to solo ad. So share with me your whole introduction, how you came upon solo ads and found out about it and got involved with this particular type of IM.
Yeah, basically, there's a few things. Well, one, I had done some email advertising before or purchased a sponsored ad in a newsletter, so like I had like a couple lines of text and then the rest of their newsletter was there. Like they actually had information they were giving out in their newsletter and I was just one of their featured sponsors. Okay. It wasn't like they were trying to promote things. So I started having some success with that many years ago. That was probably about a decade ago. Okay. And it was basically kind of like a classified ad in a newspaper. It was like a couple lines of text and my link. And I was directing them to a web hosting offer. And I should have just kept doing it because it was very lucrative, and I only did it a handful of times. And several sales would happen, and I think I was getting like $50 or $100 per sale for like a web hosting thing. It was maybe $10 a month. So they were paying me for several months of someone staying on just for my ad, and my ads were, oh boy, I want to say maybe $50 or $60. So it was pretty much if I made a sale, I was profitable, right. And so it was worth doing. I'd buy an ad, and I'd make 3, 4, 5, 10 sales. And they were like, oh, that's cool, and then I gave up after a while. That's a lesson of entrepreneurship. You're like, oh, something works, let me try something else. That was too easy. We couldn't keep doing that. So it's like, whatever. We learn as we grow. But that was my kind of first thing with doing like email marketing and buying ads for it. Then maybe fast forward maybe 4 or 5 years, and I heard about actual solo ads from people. I'd heard about solo ads before because there are other there's like Director of e-zines, and they do, that was like a membership site. I think they're still around, and they list a lot of email newsletters you could advertise in. But I'd heard from some other fellow internet marketers that they were having success driving solo ads to their own products and to affiliate products. And I was like, okay. I asked one of the guys, I was like, so what offer of yours is doing well? And he's like, this one, and oh, by the way, I have an affiliate promotion for it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm willing to buy solo ads for it if you can set me up with a custom page where the leads join my list. So he was like, okay, yeah, the leads would get on my list. I was promoting his thing. For pretty much every dollar I was putting in, I was getting between $1 and $2 back. So I was making a return on my investment pretty much immediately. Wow. Plus, I was building an email list. And so that was my first kind of foray into solo ads. And that was probably 2009, 10, somewhere around there, I'm guessing, and somewhere around there. And I started keeping up with people I was buying from and the success I was having. And I started like having some of my own offers and other affiliate offers I was doing, and kept track of things. And I was seeing, oh, I'm getting leads for under $1 a piece on average, and I'm they're buying products, and sometimes I make money immediately. Other times it takes a month or two for that person to buy something. But my personal belief is, as long as you can get an actual qualified person on your list, even if they don't buy right now, you might make that money back in 30, 60, 90 days. So I'm willing to lose some money on a solo ad to get the money back. We should probably go over a little bit about what a solo ad is for someone, because someone probably, a lot of people watching this probably have no idea. Basically, a solo ad is, let's say someone has a newsletter, and you pay them to send out an email just about your thing. So nothing else in the newsletter, there's nothing else in the email that's being sent out. You would usually give away something for free, something of value, maybe an ebook or a video or a software program, something that you either have the rights to give away or something you've created. And you want to make sure it's obviously marketed to the right kind of people. Like you wouldn't send like a make money offer to a fitness list necessarily.
Gotcha.
You would send a fitness product to them, or a fitness freebie, or you'd send a make money product to a make money list. You kind of want to have that right message to market match.
So it's really tailored. It's like a targeted niche. So like you're saying, if you're doing health and fitness products, then you're going to go and like do a newsletter for someone that has like a health and fitness newsletter. Okay.
Ideally, that's where you would want to start.
Okay.
Obviously, if your offer has mass appeal and you've had a lot of success with those newsletters and you've really ramped up and scaled your campaigns, it's worth diving into some other markets, because you might be able to make it appealing to some other groups.
Okay.
Basically, with internet marketing, it's all about going after smaller groups to make large amounts of money versus trying to go after 100 million people all at once, like a big company like Coca-Cola would do. We're going after small groups where we might have tens of thousands of people, or hundreds of thousands of people, or even people that be interested in the topic versus everybody and their brother.
Okay, I see. And so when you say that, so an individual would have to invest about how much money? Like, what's a good, like when I got into it, I knew nothing about what was a good ad, solo ad offer as opposed to a bad one. So can you give us an idea if someone's searching to do solo ads, what should they be looking for and focusing on when they're deciding to go with that individual?
Sure. I mean, I've bought solo ads ranging in price from around $5 to over 10 grand. So I've had some very expensive solo ad purchases that I've done. But the nice thing is,
I froze for a second. Oh wait, you paid 10 grand for a solo ad?
I've paid more than that for just an ad before.
Whoa, okay. Okay.
So with that in mind, there's always something for everyone. There's stuff for people that don't have much money, and there's stuff for people who have a campaign that they know is successful and they want to ramp it up even more.
Wow.
What I would suggest is starting small. Usually with a solo ad, you pay per click. So you're going to be paying, maybe you'll buy a solo ad for like 100 clicks, and they might charge you maybe 50 cents or 70 cents per person. So let's say it's 100 clicks and they're charging you 50 cents a person, you'd be paying $50 for that solo ad. If it
Gotcha.
was 70 cents a person, you'd be paying $70 for that. So just so everyone kind of knows what we're talking about.
Okay.
I suggest starting small. A
Okay.
lot of people are like, I want to save a little bit of money. Usually, you save money if you buy more clicks from somebody.
Okay.
So like they might sell you 1,000 clicks, but they'll charge you 35 cents a click or something like that. And so you're paying like $350. Well, you don't want to just jump in there right then and there, and not knowing if your offer's converting at all. You don't know if people are signing up to the squeeze page, if they're buying anything, and you've never tested that traffic before.
Okay.
Now, for instance, if you buy a smaller package from someone, so maybe you buy 100 clicks from somebody, odds are they're going to send it to their better subscribers. It's going to be maybe some of their customers. It might be just some of their people that tend to take more action because they know if they get you on, the 100-click one, well, maybe you'll buy a 200 or a 300-click or a 500-click next, or even the 1,000-click package next, because you had some success with it. So that's a good way. I really suggest people start small.
Okay.
For instance, you had mentioned $1,000 that you had spent. I don't know if that was on one ad or if it was on a bunch of ads. But what I would suggest is, dividing it up between 10 or 20 people.
Okay.
As opposed to just going for, one or two people, because that you're kind of diversifying quite a bit.
That makes sense.
And you really mitigate your risk of someone like taking the money and run, because I've had that happen too. There are definitely people that, I didn't do as much of a background check on before, and they didn't do a very good job. And, there's definitely things you want to ask a vendor before you buy an ad. There's definitely things you want to have in place before you buy an ad. If you want, we can cover some of that too.
Yeah, please, if you could, because that is my next question, is like what type of procedures and processes I need to go through to determine if that's a good solo ad company.
Sure. I mean, one of the things
I scam proof it.
Well, you can't 100% scam proof it, unfortunately, because you're relying on other people.
Yes.
But you can definitely reduce the risk substantially.
Okay.
Some of the things you want to do would be, ask the vendor what niche their list is in, what kind of things they promote to their list, how often do they mail their list, how responsive is it, do they have any testimonials for the solo ads they do, can you get on their email list, how have they built their email list, what traffic methods do they use, that type of thing. If you can get on their email list and kind of see the kind of offers they send out, you might see a pattern of, okay, they promote offers similar to mine. This is someone I want to invest in. If they just kind of promote every little thing and there's no real, you can't really tell what their list is really into, you might not be as interested in it. You also want to ask them kind of what percentage of their list is like Tier 1 subscribers. So Tier 1 would be like USA, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, English-speaking countries that have an easy ability to have credit cards and PayPal accounts.
So you would recommend, though, that we would go Tier 1 because obviously, especially most of these people that are probably listening to the show are going to be from the U.S., and they tend to, I've heard through the grapevine, that they tend to be the best buyers of products.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked in a while, but I know, I've sold stuff in all sorts of countries, but I think maybe 50%, 60% of my buyers are from the U.S.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you're really just trying to lower the cost expenditures of things, just focus on a few markets. Obviously, I have a big UK presence because I've spoken on stage over there a bunch. I've got a lot of Australia people because I've been all over Australia speaking on tours and stuff like that. So, obviously, I have some other dynamics with some other markets, and I've been through Asia and stuff like that for different things. But the bulk of my people are in the United States, and I'd say Canada and UK are probably my next markets. Australia and New Zealand, and then parts of Asia are my main ones. But I would definitely focus on the top tier countries. So U.S., UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Those are kind of your biggies. Ireland might be another one. Kind of the secondary tier would be other parts of Europe. For instance, Germany, people have a lot of spending money. Switzerland, things like that. Spain, Portugal. Obviously, if you can get people that you'd want to be selling them an English-speaking offer on an English-speaking list, if that's what you're doing, unless you've translated your product into a different market, you could do that. You definitely need to track things. You need to track your conversions, so you need to have some testing and tracking software. I've used AdTrack's Gold. That's what I like.
Okay.
I think that's probably around $100, but that's a program that's been out like a decade now. There's plenty of things that are built into like optimized press and ClickFunnels and things like that. That it's just there, and you can use that. You don't need a third-party program to make it work.
Even with I've heard a Bitly was a way to track, or is it testing or track some of your ads?
Yeah. My understanding of Bitly is it lets you track how many people click on a link, and that's something you need to know.
Wow.
So, like, you could go, Steve sent me, 113 clicks of the clicks I bought. He over-delivered, for instance.
Okay.
Where if you just sent them to your squeeze page, you just direct them to a link on your website, you wouldn't know that information. You just have to take whatever they told you as truth. But there's a lot of tracking software nowadays that you can use that would track the amount of clicks and the conversions. That's a very good point you bring up. I should have mentioned that. That you need to track the amount of clicks, like the unique clicks you're getting, and the conversions, because that's important to know both of that.
Whether or not you're going to go back to that particular solo ad provider.
Yes, because what I like to do, I know a lot of people want to break it down to how many sales they've made too.
Okay.
And that's important. Obviously, if you made sales, if it was profitable, that kind of thing's important too. But I like to pay attention to how much am I paying per opt-in. I'm paying $1, or I'm paying $3, I'm paying 50 cents, or I'm paying $5 to get someone to opt in my list from somebody. That makes a difference on just kind of a barometer of if that solo ad may be good or bad. It gives me an idea. Another thing I like to do is I kind of like to look at some of the emails, the people that signed up. Do those emails look legitimate? Does it look like, is it mickeymouse@gmail.com? I'm not a real person.
Right.
And, or if it's like some celebrity name or something like that, it's probably not a real person, or if it looks like it's a real kind of computer-generated type name, I'm going to pay attention to that and be like, well, maybe this, kind of unscrupulous, especially if there were no sales generated, and I know it's a campaign that tends to have sales. I might be like, there's something maybe fishy going on. I'm not going to immediately write them off, but I'll definitely think twice about going back to them.
Okay.
Another thing I like to ask is see if I can get a discount. Like, can I just have buyer's discount? I'll blatantly ask for that. Another thing I'll ask is, do you do a solo ad just to your buyers? And if so, how much? Because I'm willing to pay quite a bit more to have them just mail out to their buyers list, just their customers. Because if they have a buyer's segment, usually a customer on your list is worth 10 times more than a freebie seeker.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you have a freebie seeker list, and we were just talking the other day about how the number a lot of people throw out is you make about $1 per month per person on like a list, and so if a buyer's worth 10 times more than that, they've already shown intent that they've been able to purchase something, that PayPal account, credit card number, whatever. Those people oftentimes worth 10 times more than just a free subscriber. So you've already built a relationship with them in a bit. If they like your product, obviously they have to like what they buy. But you already have some sort of relationship with them. So these are people that would have already bought something from that person, and maybe you'll pay, maybe a freebie seeker solo ad, you might be paying 50 cents to $1 per click, for instance. Well, with the buyer list, you might be paying, between $1 and $3 per lead, and they're much more likely to buy something from you.
Okay. So, with that in mind, I understand you have your own solo directory. What made you even create a solo directory? And in regards to creating a solo directory, I spoke to someone else and they said that, let's say you have a great list. I know you built a humongous list. Matter of fact, you said you build it in various different niches. So do you, within your directory, do you offer solo ads? And also, the people that you recommended your directory, do you have a good relationship with them where you can basically verify their credibility if people decide to, use your solo ad directory? Did I lose you? Oh, I think I did. I think he froze on me. All right, we'll try it again. We'll pick up where we left off at. Okay, lost you there a little bit. Are you good?
Yeah, our connection's good. Yeah, I can hear you now. You asked something about how the directory came to be and if I was still
Yeah. Oh, that's
like
much
was in
better. The screen
contact.
is much better. Great too. Yeah. Yeah, exactly that. So why did your solo ad come into existence? And do you like to have a private solo ad, like just for yourself, or do you sell from there and then also the directory? How did that come about for you?
Well, the directory just kind of came up. I wasn't trying to promote it. Basically, I just was writing down. I created I saw that soloaddirectory.com was available, and I was like, okay, well, I'll keep track of this for my own information, and if for some reason people stumble on it, that's cool. Maybe I'll help some other people out. Basically, I was just forcing myself to keep track of things better, because I'm not exactly the type of person who really likes to do that. I like saying, oh, that made money, but I don't necessarily want to write it down and summarize the information of how well it worked. But I figured, well, if I had a little website that, even if it was just for myself, but other people might have found out about it, that was great. It would keep me more accountable. So I would write and be like, okay, this is the person I bought from. Here's the proof of how many clicks I bought. I'd show posts like a PayPal receipt. Then I'd show, how many opt-ins I was getting and how much I was paying per opt-in. Like maybe I was paying 75 cents an opt-in or something like that. And that'd be someone that I'd be like, this person does a good job. They seem to have a good list. And so I would say, here's the website I was promoting. Here's a link to their website. And if you buy from them, let me know what you think in the comments below. And then I think people just saw like Google alerts of their name, and so they were like, oh, Reed really liked my solo ad. And they started spreading it, and they were quoting me on their sales pages and stuff like that with a link back, stuff like that. And so, and that was right at the beginning of solo ads really taking off. So that was back in like 2010, 2011. I first started posting those reviews. And so one thing that I noticed about that is by sharing who I was having success with, everyone started buying solo ads from them. And that made it harder for me to get solo ads from that person, and the prices obviously went up. I mean, yeah, there were a few people that would give me a grandfathered rate because they were like, oh, Reed gives me a good, gave me a lot of business, or they gave me a free solo ad as a, thing to be nice about it. But a lot of people, they just got so busy because we were getting so much traffic. And I mean, we still get thousands of people a month coming to my solo ad directory, and I haven't updated my reviews in years. I mean, I think the last review I posted was 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. So some of those people are still in business. Some of those people are still legitimate. Other people have exited the market. I kind of treat that as kind of a hands-off website. I mean, it produces me off of Google AdSense ads, and I know I get some subscribers on my list and some notoriety from having it, but it's not a primary business of mine. So I guess I don't actively promote it or recommend it. I mean, it's a nice thing to have. It does provide some stuff because there are people constantly posting their reviews on there, so it's kind of taking a life of its own. I have no real intention of adding new people on it at this current time. I have a lot of people have asked me to do it, but I just have other irons in the fire, and it just hasn't been a primary thing for me. So regrettably, I can't say that I'm keeping in touch with the 30 or 40 people that are on there. I know that quite a few of them are still in business. I do know that there's a lot of other like solo ad directories. I know like soloadsx.com is really big right now. udimi.com is popular. I know like different marketers like Matt Basic and David Eisner and Rob Stafford and a bunch of other people have put up little WSOs of some of the people that they've bought from. And so I would seek out some of those first. I mean, it's good to look at my directory too and get some ideas, but honestly, I think that a lot of people get a lot of value from some of the other resources on the market now that have really come up in the last few years because they're being updated much more regularly than my site is. So I guess I would start there. I would see if you can find some reviews on someone. Oftentimes I'll look up someone's name. So I'll type in like on Facebook and on Google and stuff like that and see if I can find anything quickly that's bad about them. I might search the warrior for them. for that person's name, see if there's anything that's bad that's popping up or anything that's really good that's popping up. There's a lot of Facebook groups now. I know one that's really popular is called Solo Ad Testimonials.
Oh, okay.
And so that's people post the good and the bad of the solo ads they've had. And so you could look up his name on there, for instance, and someone might say, oh, stay away from whoever. Or, wow, I made 10 sales from such and such marketer's solo ad. And so that you just search for their name. And that's a great way to find stuff. There's solo ad Skype groups now. I mean, that's one thing why we're on my other Skype account, because I know if I sign into there, I'm in a bunch of those groups, and it just gets pummeled solo ad offers from there. And just people that I know from those groups, so they'll hit me up and be like, you want to buy a solo ad? And, it's like somebody in the past. So I guess with that in mind, really do your due diligence. Find people, see, if you see someone that's listed like in my directory and a couple other directories, and they still seem to be in business, and you're finding testimonials from them on the internet, they're probably a pretty legit person. Odds are. If you can find multiple places talking about them positively, because let's face it, most people talk about the negative aspects. Most people don't go out of their way to be like, oh, I really enjoyed my stay at such and such hotel. They're like, oh, I hated the place. It's like I've seen reviews for instance, for a hotel where it's like it was in the middle of fall and they were upset that there were a couple leaves on the mat in front of the door.
Oh my
it's
God, you're kidding.
It's like October. But, what's wrong with you?
Right. Take it with a grain of salt, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's you definitely see more negative reviews of things, and if you're seeing a lot of positive reviews of somebody, you may not have to scrutinize their stuff as much because they're probably really serious about their business and they've been doing this for a long time. I would still ask them questions just to make it less risky for yourself.
Okay.
But just keep that in mind. If you've seen 10 people say really good things about someone and they seem to be in business for a while, odds are they're probably trustworthy.
Awesome. So with that said, I know you have an awesome product in regards to solo ads. Can you please share that information, and what will people get if they decide to purchase that particular product that'll help them?
Yeah, so, basically that is a product that was taken from a home study coaching program of mine. So it was a $1,000 coaching product.
Wow.
And so we extracted all the bits about solo ads into that course. So it's a video training course. It's got a PDF of a PowerPoint presentation that goes along with it of the video. You got the video, you got the audio, you got a transcript, you got the PowerPoint slides.
Oh, I
did a bonus webinar training where I went into some more detail. There's a mind map in there that covers all sorts of things about solo ads and the technology you need and the questions you need to ask and stuff like that. There's a step-by-step cheat sheet, kind of a checklist of here's the things you want to ask the vendor, and here's the things you need to have set up.
That'd be perfect.
Here's the things on how to evaluate the solo ad, see if it's good or bad. So it's really a very comprehensive, beginner-friendly guide to solo ads, and gives people a nice jump start on doing solo ads, or even applying some of this knowledge to other forms of email marketing or paid advertising, because you want to think about some of these things before you go out and do them. And I feel it's a lot better to invest in this training, which was extracted from a home study course of mine, and really have a big leg up on solo ads versus dropping a whole bunch of money in solo ads.
Like I did. Don't do what Elon did.
We both of us have done that, and so this was created with the mindset of I wish there would have been something like this when I started on solo ads. And
awesome.
So it's very newbie-friendly and really breaks things down. I'm sure we'll have a link underneath this video. People can see the page and see that there's tons of testimonials and social proof of kind of success I've had with solo ads.
Awesome. So we definitely, and can you give us the name of the product, and so that just in case if they're driving in their car, they're working out at the gym, they since we're on iTunes, they can definitely check this out a little bit later on.
Yeah, it's how to build your list with solo ads. It's a very sexy title. It's very creative title that I came up with, but it's aptly fitting. It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, but then remember that how to build your list with solo ads. Cool. .com? Is it .com?
No, it's actually just on my website, so it's like an acronym. So it's Reed Florens.
I'll put it on the website. We're not going to
I think a link's better.
Yeah, okay, good. So everybody go to thepajamamama.com and you'll get that information in regards to solo ads with Reed Florens. Hey, Reed, thanks so much for that piece of pertinent information. Well, at least you saved me from investing another $1,000 into something that's not working. And all of you who, I will say this to you, I'm going to highly recommend that you get this particular product because, and I tell you why, I think personally that even though I did not have success with the solo ads that I chose, I have seen many people have success and build a good responsive list of buyers using solo ads. And would you say the same, Reed, in regards to it being one of the best ways to start email marketing for yourself?
I think it's probably the easiest way to get started with email marketing because you could do like Facebook ads or you could create a product or things like that. But a solo ad, I mean, basically you pay someone money up front to drive traffic to your offer. They could start driving traffic that day or later that week, and you're going to start getting opt-ins. Where you could create a Facebook ad, and Facebook ads are great, but it seems like it takes a long time to get any traction with a Facebook ad. Where you could do a solo ad, and you might get 50 or 100 people that day.
Wow.
Whereas like Facebook ad, unless you have quite the budget and willing to scale up and really test things out, it takes a while to get to that point usually.
Wow, that is awesome advice. Okay, so the expert says you may want to try solo ads before you try Facebook ads to get your feet wet in this business. Because I've done Facebook ads too, and when I got to 475 and I wasn't making any money, it is quite dejecting. You have to make a financial investment to have that learning curve. So sometimes it gets a little expensive. So for beginners, yeah, I would definitely focus on solo ads first to get your feet wet and start making money online. Awesome. Reed, that was fantastic. Thanks so much for coming on board again and saving us from ourselves and teaching us about solo ads. So everybody listen. Don't forget, spread the love by spreading the word, and I promise you, you will spread the wealth. Thanks so much for being on today's show. And guess what? Hint, hint, hint. We're going to have another presentation given by Reed, and we're going to interview him again because we're going to talk about email marketing, which I personally think, and Reed can dispute me if you like, we might get into a spat there, but that's okay. I think that is the number one focus that people who are trying to make money online should do. And I'll tell you why, from my own personal experience, hint, 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 I lost a lot of money. And so be on the next one to tell you how Google got me. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Reed. Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
The Pajama Mama. The adventures of a mom.